but he pretty much took what they were doing, thought he could do it a little better and streamline it.
Hey, everybody. It's the Know Nothings podcast number 46.
46. I'm Ray. Are we in? We've got special guests today.
I got John sitting over here.
Hey, everybody.
There's John.
We got
and
the
in that other
incomparable
chair,
Sean Bryce.
Sean Bryce is sitting in that chair right there, but he's not there. But hey, you probably heard that. Anyway, how's it going?
Man, it's going. It's going. Lots going on in the world.
We're going to start doing these every Saturday.
Every Saturday.
And then
Hopefully we'll miss some here and there, I'm sure.
Yeah, but we're gonna really try because we've been laxing, and I've been recording Sean and my stuff, and John over there is not recording anything, but he has a lot of input.
I've been so busy.
A lot of very unnecessary input, apparently.
I wouldn't say it's unnecessary. I just like giving him shit about it because he doesn't play anything, and then he's like, "But what does the mean in the song?" And you're like, "Can we just record?" Well, I need to know what the is, or what is.
So, John's getting songwriter credits.
Yeah,
hey, man, I got to get my SAG card somehow.
Yeah. That's not a SAG card. But
well, I mean,
something like
whatever.
That.
Did you ever get your SAG card, Mike?
No, I never got my SAG card because I didn't have any lines in any of those movies.
You never had lines?
Never had a line.
Are you still trying to get in a movie and get lines?
No. No, not here. If I was living in Georgia, I would.
Shreveport's got a ton of.
Yeah, but I had my people. I had people that called me and was like, "We need you on this movie set. You're gonna be in the background as They like to put me on as security guards because I'm not over 6. I'm 5'11" and a half. The security guards are under 6 foot. Police are over 6'2". That's kind of like how they do it. So
what would they do with me? Nothing. I couldn't play a part. Maybe a police officer.
Maybe a police officer. Yeah. Maybe
I'm only.
But you're always blurry. I mean, I was always blurry.
Yeah.
But or sitting in a cell, blurry. Inmate. That kind of stuff.
Yeah, but Shreveport, you could probably make some connections there, and then you could maybe get you some speaking roles.
No, I'm not into it.
It's hard. It's hard to get
speak. You got to accidentally make it happen or get kicked off the lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because that I wanted to, and Logan Lucky plan on saying something with the scene where we look into the vault and say something, and I was gonna I was like, I'll probably get escorted off the lot, but they never could get the scene right. They never could get it to blow up, and then they never shot our part. So here's the funny part about that. So when they're done, we had been there all day, and when we were done, I go up to get sign out and give them the badge they gave me. They sign all that stuff. It has serial numbers on it and everything. And I was like, so since they didn't get the thing, do they want us to come back a certain day? And the guy was like, you're just a meat sack. Nobody cares. We'll just probably get somebody else to stand there. Yeah. And I was like, oh. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. You'll just get somebody else to do it because I'm a meat sack.
Do you know about the writer's strike and the actor strike and all that, obviously, right?
Yeah.
What are some thoughts came up about the AI with the extras or residuals? People are saying they can get your image one time now. They're like, they're never going to have to pay for extras again. This is the plan.
Oh.
They get your image one time. They pay you $50 for your or $100 for your image one time, and that as an extra. They just use that as AI. That once they get 1,000 of those, that's all the extras for the entertainment industry forever. That's what they're trying to go towards.
Really?
Yeah, because they're like,
then they're done. Then they really will get us meat bags completely out of it.
Because you're paid one time $100. They can use your likeness for perpetuity. That's what's going to be in the contract, and they're just going to AI generate all these crowds and stuff. Hey, I've got 1,000 people. You could make any scene. Yeah. All these different people, all these different extras. You can change what they're wearing. Well, so that's what they're kind of in a huff about that as well.
Well, they said part of the bad part of that is that's going to affect craft services and costuming and all these other places that support the extras.
Oh, that's the thing. It's the extras make up most of the hall. That's what they were saying. They're like most of the actors. They're like everybody keeps saying oh, the rich want more. It's like I can't even buy a sandwich today. He's like the majority of us aren't rich, right? We're just extras, or we're trying to get parts, or we're trying to get on a sitcom that pays you $50,000. We're not rich, right. The people that are rich is such a small minority of. But what this is going to do is going to put all the people out.
Yeah, all the little people.
The big people will still be the big people.
Yeah, they'll still be the big people. The big people actually, they could do their likeness and do the whole movie with an AI with them, but they still get paid $20 million.
Yeah, it's like I'm not going to show, but you have the rights to my image for $5 million.
Yeah, and then just,
I'll lease you my image for $5 million.
Yeah.
for this movie. Yeah.
yeah.
And you can just create all the lines through AI. You can use The Rock.
It's gonna get real interesting with movies and music and how everything's going. Think about it. If we could flash forward 10 years from now, what in the world is going to be going on with all that?
Oh, it's crazy, dude. You can write.
I can't even think about. I don't even understand it enough to know what.
You could get on an AI generator right now and tell it to write you
Sean, get in here and talk to us about AI.
a cowboy punk song, and it will write you the best cowboy punk song about space travel, and it will write you the best cowboy punk song about space travel you ever heard in 3 minutes.
Or less. Yeah.
GPT.
Chat GPT sounds like you're talking to a sports car.
But don't you think there will always be a need for a human artist?
Maybe not.
I just think there's always going to be the need. The human's going to always come up with something that the AI hadn't thought of. Even though the AI is going to think of a million things, there's 1,000,001 things to think of, right?
Well, the AI, I think, is generating all of its ideas from pre-existing ideas that humans have already come up with.
But it will evolve too.
Eventually, yeah, probably.
I think moderately soon, right?
I think that AI will the parameters you put in AI now, it does that. But then when it starts learning, whenever an AI starts learning, it'll learn, and then it'll learn so much faster than us that it will do things that we don't even understand why it's doing them, and then that's when it's going to be crazy, because it'll be like if you have an AI car that takes you to work every day and it's self-driven, you'll be like bouncing along at 55 mile an hour, and then all of a sudden it'll slow down to 22 mile an hour right on the interstate, and you're like, well, what the hell's this thing doing? But
there's
it
a wreck
knows
there's a wreck.
that there's a
mile up.
wreck a mile up, or it's set up with like the timing of the red lights now that are all on AI too, that you just cruise straight to work and park without even stopping, because everything is talking to everything.
And you don't even have to. And you don't even have to drive.
You don't even have to drive. You're just looking at your phone
The entire time, yeah.
The entire
Or
time
you're looking at the
going.
window, which
so
is
it
your
like
phone.
slows down and speeds up and gets over and cars. This, all that, and the other thing is like you'll be at your destination in 15 minutes and 2 seconds.
Don't you imagine you wouldn't be
Yeah.
looking at your phone though? Like your window, your windshield would become your smartphone.
Yeah, that-
Oh, we
We
said that.
I said that on the ride down here.
Yeah, we said that like you probably wouldn't even they wouldn't even have to make glass. You just get in a pod, and the whole inside of the pod would be like you could see outside if you want because of cameras, or you're just looking at
Or is it just a smart reality?
It's just a computer screen.
Does it
Smart
become
reality.
a smart reality?
Or you could make it to where instead of like you're going through Monroe, instead of it being shitty Monroe, now it looks like you're traveling over the Golden Gate Bridge, but you're really going to work.
Oh,
You know
yeah.
what I
Oh,
mean?
wow, that would be
That's
awesome.
a-
Yeah,
It's-
that's what I'm saying. Like it's gonna
That's-
get nuts.
That's probably happening. That's probably happening in like a year. I could see. Like we're almost probably
Virtual
there.
simulation.
Yeah, you
Virtual
put these glasses
simulation
on
of your surroundings.
in your automated car, and it's driving you to work,
Well-
but you're in San Francisco, or you're somewhere like in the Grand Canyon or something.
I've seen some notes on it
You're
online.
kind of off.
Yeah.
You can lean this way a little on camera. Like you're kind of off. I'm gonna like you can scoot over towards John.
Sean's a shy
But
lead
you're-
singer.
So
Yeah.
I've seen
yeah,
some,
him
I've
be
seen some
real
notes
shy
online,
before.
man. I've seen some notes online where the inside of houses, these interiors in homes and whatnot, they play different. What would we say? I guess we could call that an augmented reality.
Yeah.
Inside of the home, for outside walls and everything. So it's something similar to what you guys are
Bill
talking
Gates'
about.
house is like that. Like your favorite artwork will show up.
Well, it's a smart house. And your favorite movie pops on when you walk in the theater. It recognizes that I'm in there, and
Right.
it would play my favorite movie. Or
Yeah, and then like you get certain furniture or whatever, then you just make the walls red or white, off-white, and they'll just be whatever you want them to be. Like on your desktop wallpaper, it'd be wallpaper on the wall.
you know what I
right,
think
right.
the wildest. I think the wildest part of all this is that everything we can imagine
It's
is not tipping the iceberg of what's really going to happen, because our minds aren't deep enough and big enough
Right.
and broad enough to
Oh,
understand.
well, give yourself some credit, Ray. I think you'd think of some good things.
Well, like I could have, if you would have told me in 1993 that I would have a device that's 3 inches long and 2 inches wide, and it had
I
all
have
the
a device
information
that's
in the
3
known
inches
universe.
Excuse me, what are you?
If you had told me in just
3 inches long?
1993, you said
2
yeah,
inches wide?
and it's got all the information in the known universe since the beginning of time, I would say it sounds too crazy to happen.
Yeah, that small in your hand.
Yeah, but
Like-
it happened.
oh, goodness.
Well, no, that doesn't seem crazy at all.
3 inches.
I
You
don't-
guys are pushing it.
I don't.
Oh, yeah.
I don't
We're
think.
talking shit.
I don't think we can. I don't think we can imagine the shit that's coming. Like it's
Yeah.
gonna. It's way beyond like you're ordering your food at a kiosk or you're in a
Oh, yeah.
self-driving car. It's
Yeah.
way beyond our minds.
Well, it's like if we make something that goes like biologically into us, you wouldn't even have to, or you it goes, oh, you're hungry, and then it pulls over and gets you a burger at some automated burger joint without
Like
even
it
you saying that you're like hungry and your favorite food's right there. It pulls in and it,
or you're not
automatically
hungry and
is
won't
ordering.
allow you to eat.
Yeah,
Yeah, you don't need to eat right now.
don't need to eat
Ideal
right
weight's
now.
186.
Right. That I need that now.
Have you seen?
I need that now.
The movie Jexy.
No.
It's a movie about a Siri type program.
Jexy?
Jexi. It's got Adam Devine in it.
Okay.
And it does stuff like
The dude from Maroon 5?
No. The guy from the what were we just watching? The Righteous Gemstones.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, I want to order pad thai from Bubba. It's like,
Are you talking about Danny McBride?
No, I'm talking about
Oh.
Adam, the younger brother.
The youth minister.
Right. It's like, no, you had that 3 times. You need a salad. I'm going to order you a kale salad from blah, blah, blah. It's like, I don't want a kale salad.
Yeah.
Well, that's what you're getting.
That's what you're getting.
The AI will have the capacity to either extend our life if needed for
Or end it
or
immediately.
end it immediately, maybe if it's whatever. I think it looks at it'll look
That
at us
makes
as
things blow up in my head too. Like okay, it's also tied to the world population, so it starts feeding you a lot of cholesterol shit. So like this group of people, so they can get rid of it.
or just short circuits your heart.
that's true.
We need to get rid of 100,000 people. Who knows? Who the hell knows?
I mean, you're gonna at some point there is gonna be a true singularity. You're gonna have to, if you want your species to survive, especially in this kind of, you're gonna have to be timeless. You're gonna have to be. So, think of AI as maybe like being the OS for the future Mechanica, or like Kurzweil had stated. The year blah blah blah. At this point, will become the singularity. That means we'll merge with a machine. I think it's a digital merge. I think that if you truly look at it like it would be the OS system that would mine and monitor, what we would do is we would go into the system.
the AI you
digitally.
say is the operating
Digitally,
system.
we would go in with more intelligent.
Yeah.
Now supposedly we've completely scanned the human brain. That's a major task. So that's the thing. It's like, what if what's the true thing? I mean, because everybody has questions on this. I mean, what's the real purpose of AI in the first place? What are we trying to do with AI?
I don't know that we're trying to do anything, Sean. I think it's just like the natural evolution of the human mind, just constantly seeking more. And I've done this. At one point we built a wheel and we thought that was like super badass. And then you build a bridge and then you're like, what else can I do? And then you get minds together and you merge. I think I don't know that there's a purpose to it necessarily. More so, that's just a continuing evolution of
I know the
our
purpose.
technology.
I know the purpose.
What?
Money.
Well, yeah,
Money.
eventually.
Money.
Well, yeah, but you don't think you don't think humans have just a natural desire to learn and do more?
I think so, but I think if they can do that and make money, that's one of the biggest motivators. Why everything's about money?
But will you need money?
You do need money.
Will you need money? I know you do need money. It's the most
Hopefully
important thing in
not.
the world. But I'm saying, if AI is a million years ahead of us in 5 years, a million years ahead, right?
Right,
Think
right,
about
in
that.
5 years.
We've only been species for 200,000 years, so it'd be 5x our total existence. If they make that kind of leap, is there still a necessity for money? Because every job there'll only be 12 to 15% jobs available for people.
Right.
There won't be a necessity for. You'll have to create a way to. Would you need money?
Well, like what I said before,
I-
it'll be so smart that it'll know what it'll give you some kind of test or something, and you'll know, not even have to give you a test, but know like what you're good at and what you enjoy doing, and it goes, you enjoy these things. This is something you can do to live in society.
So you would do that to help. So you would do your part
and it
to
would
help
be
society.
so smart that you would actually enjoy doing what you're doing.
And it would be productive enough to justify the means it gives you. It provides for you.
Right.
That's kind
like,
of
like a really crude would be like, I really like to listen and critique music, and people like to there's people that like to do things like travel and do this, that, and the other, and that. And if you actually were traveling for a huge corporation and blogging everything that you were doing, and I guess blogging's over.
But the AI's blogging. The AI's traveling. That's the thing.
But
the AI's making the trip.
But it's got to give everybody something to do. Everybody's like, I feel like it's like one of those dystopian things where everybody contributes.
But
Well,
we would just.
they do.
but
All of
everybody
every
contributes.
statistic and everything all culminates into one thing. Right now it's a big search engine. It's an extreme search engine, at its finest form. And that's the thing. I think we can right now even sway that just and feeling and emotion. If it's projected enough, the AI, of course, even at this point, will pick it up and vary its answers, vary its ideas, vary its future.
It changes based on the data.
Well, based on the data of what we are as human beings. Now, there's going to be a point where, when is it going to leave questioning the human being and it starts questioning itself?
That's what I'm getting. That's what I'm saying. And if 5 years equals 1 million of our
Right.
P-brain years,
Right.
it's there.
When does it start going? Statistically, people are murdered after 11 o'clock. You're no longer allowed to leave your house.
Yeah, I mean, there may be an algorithm.
like if you want to stay alive, you don't leave.
Oh.
Nobody is allowed to leave their house. If they do, then these drones pick you up, and then we fine you, or we take you and put you in a box somewhere.
just think if it starts like going to like eugenics. It's like
What's it?
your DNA plus her DNA will make an optimum child.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And your interest align.
Because
and
everybody's giving their DNA right
Yep.
now to all those DNA me sites
That's right.
and stuff, and
You're-
then that'll all get fed into something, and then it'll be like taking people's DNA and being like, we can create really smart superhumans with people's DNA. These are the best DNAs to go
the
together.
highest genetic variants.
Yeah.
So then that eradicates a lot of the Earth. It would be
Yeah,
unnecessary. A lot. They'd be like,
It's like, this is
we don't
Sparta
need
on
6
a
billion
DNA
of these
level.
brains. We don't need 2 billion of these bodies. Like,
I mean, you don't.
you know,
I just watched.
So there's
well,
there's a lot of not prime genetics out there. You know what I mean?
I just
Like,
watched a show called Voyagers, and it was basically what it is we've ruined the Earth. They're going to take generations to send to another planet. I guess it was like Alpha Centauri. That's the closest one. Or whatever. But it was going to take 86 years, however they were traveling. So, like, they sent kids in a spaceship, and they were going to have kids, and then their grandkids were going to be the ones that populated this planet. Mm-hmm. And it was Lord of the Rings,
Lord of the Flies. Lord of the
I was-
Flies.
You said it. I was trying not to say Lord of the Rings
It
because
was-
I keep saying it's Lord of the Rings in space,
Well,
which sounds
oh,
really
it's-
awesome.
oh, it's Lord of the Flies
but
in
it's
space.
Lord of the Flies in space.
So the kids go fucking nuts.
They go nuts. So like, what happens is they're giving them one grown up goes with them.
Okay, one grown up and a bunch of like,
Well, he dies.
he's going to get killed by the kids that are about to be teenagers.
Yeah,
and
they're
kick your ass.
okay. So like they're feeding them, they're giving them like this blue drink that makes them docile and not kids. So like all their hormones and stuff as teenagers, they're not wanting to have sex yet and stuff. They figure out that they're getting doped and they quit drinking it, and then they start being teenagers, and it goes fucking crazy.
Sideways fast.
Oh, it goes sideways fast. It's a good show.
Yeah.
It was shot in 2021. They didn't make a lot of money on it because pandemic happened. But check it out. It's called Voyagers, but it's really cool because it's Lord of the Flies in space, and it's wild.
Well, Lord of the Flies is wild. Like,
Yeah. No, they do the same thing where they break off in factions, and like I'm the leader, and you're not the leader. I'm the leader of the resistance, and they go through this whole thing. And where I'm getting at on the genetic part of it is in the beginning when they're doing it, they take like. It says it right at the beginning. It's like they're looking through the thing and pulling like sperm and putting them in eggs to make these kids, and they raised these kids in a lab. They don't know anything about Earth. There's like 50 of them or something, like 30 of them, and the one guy like is pulling sperm into a tube, and he's like, Mr. MIT graduate of blah blah blah, meet Harvard University, blah blah blah, and like sticks it in the egg and squeezes it in there. So they're like making these super smart kids. It's like, what do you think's gonna happen? They're gonna be able to like
that's
get
kinda-
into all the systems and figure out they're getting doped up, and then there's weapons hidden for like the third generation for when they get on the planet. They're not supposed to have the weapons. They find the weapons. It's awesome.
That's kind of what we do as a species anyway. If you think about it, like usually, like if it's like a plastic surgeon, married to another plastic surgeon, they're going to have like a surgeon child. When you have like two freak athletes that get married, they're going to have like a badass athlete.
I want to play guitar, Dad.
We already try
I
to
want
go
to play guitar, Dad. I'm playing guitar, bro. I'm not going to be learned doctor.
Well,
I want to
exactly
dance.
Dad, I want to
Exactly though. So you would gravitate to someone genetically predisposed to those types of activities, right? Mm-hmm. So we're already, and then there's the people that are just left out of it.
Yeah.
It's just left out of it. They're just there's no, and then when you think about like a really stupid person, a low IQ, 85 IQ or whatever in the mountains somewhere, they're not mating with like an MIT graduate. So
No.
we're already
Yeah.
linked up with like kind. Like,
Right. Yeah.
But you know,
Oh, think about that. That's kind of funny to think about in the future. Is, it'll be everybody will be put in boxes like that, and it'll just. And then there won't be.
Then there
any,
won't be a need for a bunch of boxes.
Yeah,
That's
right. Because like right now you can luck up and be an idiot and get a job making a bunch of money.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
as long as you know how to do that little thing that you can do.
Right, that nobody
Or you
else
could be
knows
a
how to-
brilliant and not luck up and be broke
yeah,
in
that's
the
right.
way
That's
society's set up.
exactly
So it would
right.
be that type of society would be more bent toward a mediocrity. Is that what it's called? Is it, or meritocracy? Where you're
Yeah,
where
I
you're
think it's
rewarded for your
merit-based.
meritocracy, where you're rewarded for your talent. So
Right.
it would, but you would only in that world. I think if they look at us like crickets or ants, where we're only just whatever we can do to serve the AI or serve the machine. So those that don't serve purpose are just. I don't think there's feelings or emotion
Cast
involved in
out.
it. It can't be right until they do, will they at some point develop emotion?
efficiency. Let's talk about what's the only way something's going to evolve is by it becoming more efficient, and that's basically the computation of AI. It's looking and it's saying, how can I make? Evidently, I guess the engine is designed on this to where it can always make itself better, and it's always
Because it constantly
you're
learns
right.
everything. It
So you're
instant
right.
learns.
Things are cast out in a system that's always constantly evolving and becoming more efficient. That's any major business in capitalism, of course, too. You turn around and look, there's your cash, and then we need to save as much as we can now, so we need to cut it as tight as we can. We do it in every form and faction. And
Yeah.
sports, same thing. Windage, how.
So would there become? I guess the question then becomes, if AI takes over, it has to. Seems like it would, right? But on this theory, let's say that it does. Doesn't there become a large segment of the population not needed?
Yeah, it becomes unnecessary. Well, here's
Totally unnecessary. Can only perform jobs that aren't needed and don't provide. Don't have a skill set with either brain, talent, something that makes entertainment.
Well, here's the other thing. I think we're looking at it from a very narrow view. What about like the people in some of these West African countries that are like super underdeveloped, Haiti even? What happens to those people? AI can't go into there because they don't have the infrastructure for it.
Well, AI creates the infrastructure, right? I think we put these limitations on AI like it's human, like we're limited. We're limited in our capacity because we can only learn at a certain rate, and they're so much less limited. I don't know that
We are AI's metadata.
Yeah.
As human beings.
Yes,
right now.
that's
we
correct.
Are, we are
That's
AI's
That's what I was
metadata.
gonna say. That's what I was gonna say was when we were first talking about how the phones and the algorithms, and when you were talking about, and you were saying, well, AI is you. Like
Yeah.
right now, it's you.
That's right.
And
That's
you were
exactly right.
saying
Well,
like whatever
simulation
you
theory-
do,
Whatever
a-
you do is the
it-
determination of what AI.
determination of what's getting pushed to you
That's
on
right.
your phone
That's
is what's
exactly
getting
right.
pushed to you. That's what you told me that time, and
You
I was
know.
like, oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
So
you-
whatever I'm doing on my phone, that's what the
That's
AI
exactly
algorithm is
right.
pushing to me.
Because that's the way it's calculating. It's constantly taking, and that search system, let's just call it that, is far more efficient, but it's also following all of the information you give it. So therefore, we are truly AI right now, and definitely.
And if you look at
And it's-
simulation theory, we're definitely AI.
We're definitely AI.
Yeah.
And
Which is the prevailing theory among lots of astrophysicists right
Right.
now, which is wild to say.
That's
Like
wild.
that used to
Not-
be like some
it's
tinfoil
wild.
shit,
Yeah.
Oh,
and
yeah.
now they're showing the ones and twos in the universe. They're
Right.
showing computer code written back to the start of time,
Right.
That's right.
which now they're saying 26 billion years. You heard that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Instead of
the-
13 and a half
the
billion?
That's
Yeah.
right.
And
Yeah.
you get into the whole, is there time before time? how does there and then there's two
The Druids in the time before time.
The problem is I was in grave danger of being smashed by a dwarf.
The only problem
I have a fucking Stonehenge monument. Grave danger of being crushed by a dwarf. That's my problem.
Oh man, what a
I
great
have no
show.
idea where that's from.
Okay, so that is that
Spinal Tap.
Spinal
Okay,
Tap.
okay.
This is
Have you ever seen
this is
Spinal Tap?
Tap?
Maybe once.
So Spinal Tap is
Rob
a
Reiner.
rockumentary.
Rob
Yeah.
Reiner.
They're just and they make fun of all the things, all the cliches that happen in rock and roll, right?
Like a
turned it
rock
up to
mockumentary.
10. Turned
So-
it up to 11.
So the guys in Spinal Tap said they wanted a giant Stonehenge monument, right, for the stage, which the management thought was fucking ludicrous because it is. They had, and so they're doing this big build-up moment. Well, they were going to build a 25. It was going to be a 25-foot Stonehenge. Right, so they wanted it on stage, right? So when it shows up, it's a 25-inch Stonehenge. So it's this big. So they put the fucking Stonehenge on and the song's all serious. He goes, in a time before time, and it's all this serious moment, and the Stonehenges are dropping in.
One man.
Well, they drop in, and they're this tall. And in the scene, when the Stonehenges drop, the 25-foot Stonehenge, dwarfs were going to come out and dance around. Well, when the dwarfs come out, they're bigger than the Stonehenge monument. So they get backstage. They're having, of course, the rock stars are pissed off. They're throwing a fit. Somebody's like, "What's the problem, guys? What's the problem?" And that's when the manager goes in the tower. My fucking problem is I've got a Stonehenge monument in grave danger of being smashed by a dwarf. It's just a great scene.
It's a great scene.
In a
The whole movie,
Watch that.
the whole movie's great. You need to rewatch it as an adult.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, well,
totally.
yeah,
we
the-
should watch that. It's really good. Like one of my favorite parts in it is the guy that like he's interviewing the guitarist who's completely dumbheaded, and he,
Obviously.
and
He has
he's
to
like he's like showing him his guitars, and he's like this amp right here, it goes to 11, and the guy's like, well, why don't they just make he's like
10 louder.
10 louder, and then it's 10. He's like, but this one goes to 11.
That's the only Spinal Tap reference I know. Is like this
yeah.
one goes to 11.
There's
Yeah,
a
well,
ton. There's a ton of
there's
them
a-
though
it's
that
a-
are
it's a
really
movie
good.
full- they have a-
what was Smell the Glove?
Yeah,
It's
Smell the Glove.
Hey, who remembers the Black Album? They Spinal Tap
actually
did
made the
Metallica's
Black Album. They did the Black Album.
10 years before the Black Album. In the movie Spinal Tap, he pulls out an album cover and it's jet black, and he's like, "It's the Black Album."
Like
and
the
he was
White
like,
Album.
"That's the dumbest idea
that
I've
in
ever
your
heard." He's
Napster,
like,
Lars.
he's like, "It's black." It is just a jet black. Just a jet black
And
album.
you know when Metallica did the Black Album, it had the snake at the bottom that made a 666.
Yep, I did
Rock
the
on.
barely
Rock on, Metallica for your satanic reference. That rocks.
the barely gray barely gray snake.
Did you watch that thing I showed? Speaking of Metallica, did you watch that thing? I sent you. I know you don't watch any of them. I send you stuff.
I watched all the stuff you
Did
sent
you
me.
watch the Metallica?
You sound
one?
like my wife just said. I know you don't watch it when I send
I
it to
sound
you.
like your wife.
Yes.
I like your wife.
You guys spend way too much time together.
Yeah.
No. So
I watched
it's the one where Metallica played like live and they're doing the brrrr-up, brrrr-up, brrrr,
One.
that part
One?
on one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He doesn't do that live, and then when they redid it and put it online, they actually overdubbed it to make it sound like he was doing the double kick.
Oh yeah.
Did you see that?
I
Where I
did
showed
not.
that?
I
See?
say I
You
do watch the
you
stuff you
didn't
sent me,
watch-
but I somehow
You
missed
gotta watch that one because it's like doom 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 doom. And then like the funniest part about this though, you go into the comments and people that don't know anything about music or how anything's mic'd or anything, they're like, oh well, one of the microphones on the double bass isn't working, and I was like, you would still hear
Yeah,
the
it's
other
still-
kick
it's not-
drum.
it's not
you
that far away.
fucking moron.
Yeah.
He's going like this.
It's triggered.
Do-do-do-do-dum, do-do-do-do-dum. And it's like, well, that's because you can't hear the other microphone. Something messed up. And I'm like, he's not playing it.
He's
You
3 inches
idiots.
from it.
Come on, you mean to tell me Lars didn't actually play the?
No, not on. Well, he didn't for this part. Look,
On the
I'm gonna
album.
give him the benefit. No, live. I'm
On
gonna
the
give
album
him-
he did,
On the
yeah.
album he did. On the benefit of the doubt, maybe his maybe all this stuff's mechanical.
It's probably
like
triggering, yeah. I mean,
something
you're
probably
triggering
messed
live
up.
anyway. You're triggering live anyway.
So something probably messed up, and he couldn't do it right, so he just did it in ones, and then.
Right.
But the thing is when they went back and did it for the internet and posted it,
Nice.
they had a badass
Yes.
bass drum.
Oh, yeah,
going
they
on.
put it in there.
It was bad.
I'll say this about Lars. I know people on the internet like to hate on Lars,
Oh no,
but whatever Lars's shortcomings are as a
Just
drummer,
Canadian, and we're American.
yeah,
so
or
it's
if he's
like-
from. He's good enough to be the drummer for maybe the biggest band in the history of the world.
That's true.
He's probably at least okay. He's great enough for that band. I'll say that.
no. Lars is good. Lars is awesome.
Oh, obviously,
I love
man,
Lars.
Yeah,
I mean,
we
he's
all know
got
his
Lars
name,
Ulrich.
so-
Lars Ulrich.
Everybody remembers his name.
I really like to play tennis too. Don't forget that, guys.
Yeah,
He was a
Don't forget I
superstar
like to
tennis
play
player, and where's he from? Norway.
And I
Is he from
also,
Norway
I
or
also
Switzerland?
do art.
I'm not sure I said Canada.
I think
also-
people
I
shit
also
on his
like
drumming
art.
because he just kind of comes across as such a douche. But like, I think that's why people shit on his drumming. And his drumming's, there's better drummers.
All
but-
you got to do is look up Lars messes
Oh,
up
my
live,
God.
and then
Oh.
there's just like tons of that shit. 'Cause
Oh, yeah.
he does mess up.
Oh, a lot. He does. That's what I said. So whatever we're saying, but I said he's still good enough to be in the biggest band in the world. So
It,
he did
does,
something right.
it doesn't matter because they're Metallica and like they're Metallica. It's not Metallica without Lars.
Correct.
And if he messes up live and you're there, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's
I
still
like
fun.
That. I like
so
that.
they're giving him shit for messing up live and stuff. Like he's not playing. I mean, outside of that,
It's not
Yeah.
like so like he's messing up like now, like I told you, like Falling in Reverse, like last summer, like lost their laptop
And couldn't
they
perform.
and couldn't tour.
Yeah, like that.
I mean,
that's the
Metallica
problem.
doesn't come out and they don't go, "Hey guys, we can't do this tour because we lost our laptop."
I think that you get that excuse for one show.
One show, you get
And
that
that's
excuse.
pushing it because you just
that's
get,
pushing it.
You can
And-
get up there and say, "Hey, we don't have our laptop, so it may not. We're going to be missing a few little effects
You
here and
better
there,
have a lot
but
of
we're going to kick some ass
tech-savvy-
and have some fun."
Well, who
The
doesn't
fun-
have a backup?
Yeah,
Well, the
falling in reverse
well,
apparently.
Falling in Reverse, so like the thing about Falling in Reverse is like they do have a lot of like beeps in it. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of like boos that are all like computer generated
Skibbly
stuff.
bops.
But I would like to hear them do it without that. Why
Why
can
not try
Can
it?
they not do it without it? Can
You can't do that, but you can do something.
something you can
that-
play
that
your
serves
songs.
the song.
You should be able to at least because like whenever we write songs, Sean, like we write songs and you can play them live without all the arpeggio and whatever.
I mean, all the
keyboard stuff in it.
what would it be? The accompaniment? How do you say that?
The
accom-
accompaniment?
Yeah, the
Accoutrements.
Yeah, the accoutrements. There you
or
go.
like when you go when it's like da 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 and then they go and then you go into it. You just don't play that part. You just
Right.
pause and then
Right.
go into
You
it.
know what the truth is? In a live setting at a concert, nobody's going to care. You make it good. You make it good for the live show.
Diversify it. I think like what would be cool is playing like when you have that type of accompaniment along with your music. If like you say, if you do simplify it or something, or bring it back to playing acoustic. Man, it blows people away because
blows
they
them
hear
away.
the rawest, most organic form of
Yep.
it live.
Right.
Well,
That's
yeah.
to me that's
That's a good point.
Well,
You know,
Unplugged
that's
was
enchanting. That
huge
gives
there
it a-
for a while.
yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
like
like
Unplugged was- that's why
Nirvana's
it was,
Unplugged was just phenomenal.
Yeah, you know my favorite Unplugged though wasn't Nirvana. It was Alice in Chains. That was
Friends don't let friends get friends haircuts. you maybe wrote that. You maybe wrote that on his guitar.
who did oh,
Metallica had just released Load and cut all their hair, and Jerry Cantrell took the.
He wrote that on his guitar in that.
It's your favorite Unplugged.
Yeah, but I never like. I always
You-
listened to it.
he s-
I didn't want. Look, it was the '90s, so like
Yeah,
I
there's
wasn't
no YouTube.
watching.
Well, so
things,
Jerry
I
Can-
was listening.
So
to
Jerry Cantrell,
when it meant the most.
he came to the stage right after there was big controversy because Metallica just cut their hair. People called them
So
sellouts.
he
and
wrote
shit.
that on his
and he
guitar?
wrote on his guitar, "Friends don't let friends get friends haircuts."
I think friends don't let friends use low bit streams.
Low-
You know, like,
right.
as
the
all
move.
artists, the one thing they're begging for is, would you please listen to me in its most highest point of fidelity?
Yeah.
If they're worth a shit. If they're not, they say, please do not listen to me in your highest form of fidelity.
So low. Lowest. I need it in low. That's just like my style, though, bro. My style is low fidelity. Low fidelity into high fidelity styles. Right. So I don't know. But like that was like breaking those things down and playing. You should be able to at least play your songs if you don't have the computer.
You should be able to play some version of your song, I think.
100%.
If you even so much was a part of the recording of it, you
Yep.
know. Now maybe if you're a songwriter,
Yeah.
if you was even recording any whatsoever, you should know
Some version of your song, right?
Yeah,
Like,
and
that's
be
fair.
able to hop too, you know, on one leg and like.
I wouldn't. Yeah, you shouldn't cancel your whole tour or leg of the tour over
a whole tour.
Are they-
a stolen laptop.
Are they poor enough musicians that they couldn't pull it off?
I mean, they're Falling in Reverse is probably
There's no such.
Falling in
Yeah,
Reverse
that
are
level you gotta
badass.
be.
Let me just say
Yeah.
this. Falling in Reverse are badass.
Yeah.
Also, their guitarist died, though, in between, after all that. Like, that happened, like, the guitarist died. Then he said they didn't have the thing. So, like, I don't know, maybe.
that throws a different wrinkle. I didn't know
throws
that.
a wrinkle in that. So, like they had had some problems. And, like, Ronnie Radke always wants to do, like, rap music, too. So he, like, constantly is throwing, like, rap music stuff into everything he does. So, I don't know, like, that's part of it now. And, like, maybe the guitarist was keeping it guitar and Ronnie was making it more. I don't know these guys. But Ronnie Radke, it's pretty awesome. I mean, those guys are really great. A really great band. One of my favorites.
Well, then I apologize to all the members of Falling in Reverse
You should.
for disparaging
because
your
they're gonna,
talent.
They're going to listen to this and they're going to be like, fuck John. Yeah, that motherfucker don't know shit.
Hey,
John's sitting here in the studio anyway, like breaking down everything we're recording. He's like, well, you know, like, what does that mean? And we're just like, oh, well, let's explain this to John. Explain yourself, John.
I'm just
Were these
trying to
lyrical
make it work.
interpretations?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, the lyrics are supposed to mean whatever you want them to mean.
Yeah, so
They
just
need to
take,
mean what they mean to you.
yeah, just take it in.
And half the time, that's not even what the singer or the songwriter meant.
No, like
Most of the time.
what I like Pearl Jam. It's like I listened to Pearl Jam in the '90s, and it was like you make those songs like your own, like whatever they mean to you, and then you go back and listen to lyrics, and like 50% of the lyrics I got completely wrong. Once you could go on your phone and watch the lyrics or look up the lyrics, and I was like, holy shit, he's not even saying the things I thought. I like it the way that I thought he was saying.
I like the
things.
Hinkle
I like
version.
my version.
Yeah.
That's what. Yeah.
So
Well,
whatever.
in Pearl Jam's case,
Difference.
Eddie Vedder didn't have he didn't
Difference.
enunciate his words the easiest to understand. I mean, you can understand some death metal singers better than what Vedder said. I love Vedder, but like
Oh, yeah.
it's not like he
I
does.
love butter too. It's
Yeah,
butter. Yeah, I love butter. Butter.
Butter and Vedder.
he should have a butter, and you're like, this is Vedder butter.
This is
Vedder butter?
Eddie,
I love
Eddie
it.
Vedder's butter.
Eddie Vedder butter.
Could you like it any better?
Eddie Vedder.
And then
Better
when you
butter?
put, you're like,
Eddie Vedder, if you're out there, I know this goes completely in line with your artistic integrity. You can start Vedder butter.
Vedder butter.
Eddie,
It's better butter, but it's Vedder butter.
Eddie Vedder butter?
You know you're on the state fair circuit and off the big time when you're coming up with when you're making Vedder butter.
and have you had my cheese? It's Eddie Vedder cheddar.
Eddie Vedder cheddar. Eddie Vedder cheddar.
That's the hardest
I
I've
got
laughed.
my cheddar. I'm gonna course some bones here. That is
Pearl Jam
hilarious.
Farms.
Pearl Jam Farms.
Eddie Vedder cheddar.
Hawaii. Well, it'd be Hawaii on a Hawaiian roll because he lives in Hawaii, right?
I thought he was a kid. I thought he was from California. Wasn't he like
Yeah,
a
but
surfer
I
from
think he
California?
lives.
But
in-
really, he's out there wandering the streets and nothing but some dirty beach shorts, and he's playing.
He's got some
guitar.
dirty beach shorts. He's got a chain still on his
right.
on his wallet, and he's
This is what's
just
going on.
that's where he's at right now.
That's right. That's right. He's playing for a meal, man.
So what y'all
Sean,
get?
you want to play a song?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Do
Play
you
a
wanna play a
Sean.
song?
Yeah, play a song.
You want to play like an original song because so we don't copyright whatever.
Demonetized.
And if you wanted to, yeah, I'll set up. Like, kind of go set it up. We'll go ahead and you go set it up and take a second. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, so Sean Bryce going to do a song. We don't know what it's going to be. It's going to be good. It's be like this, like Tiny Desk.
It's gonna suck.
Did you see? Did y'all who watched Juvenile on Tiny Desk? Y'all know Tiny Desk.
I didn't know. I don't know what you're talking about.
Y'all know what Tiny Desk is? Where the artist, there's that. It's a little room. It's a radio show, and the artists come into the radio show and they'll do a live show like in the radio. It's called Tiny Desk. Y'all never seen any of that?
No, never seen
I've
any
never
of it.
even heard of it.
Oh my god. Well, Juvenile. Y'all know who Juvenile is, right?
Yeah, I know Juvenile.
Juvenile the rapper. You know
John doesn't because
Back that ass up. You know Juvenile.
Okay, I know that. All
Okay.
right.
Juvenile. Well, Tiny Desk is usually done by like indie artists or acoustic artists. Well, they had Juvenile in. He brought Trombone Shorty. He brought Manny Fresh, and they did the. If y'all didn't see it, I'll send you some links of it. It was so fucking awesome. And anyway, this is
Really?
going to be like that. Yeah, it was like the best show I'd say. It's the
you
best.
serious?
Tiny Desk is cool because having a rapper in there is
Here,
different.
I'm gonna do something while he's doing this. I'm gonna move your microphone over to him.
Okay,
Okay.
sounds good.
So here we go. Hold up. I'm gonna do a little. This is on the fly right here. Let's do it on the fly. On the
Yeah,
fly.
Yeah, take me out of the frame.
Well, obviously, John. Unless you're gonna critique the song, I mean,
I might.
you probably will.
No, I'm keeping my mouth shut. I'm already getting enough hate about this now from the haters online.
All 6 of them.
Bitter cold come between us, let's turn this thing back home. You are just the fire I've been looking for. The air outside grows gray and thin as you proceed to calculate it. Warmth in which you still pretend have for me is fine. Set this on fire. And in this house, a fool's regard of life becomes desire. I can set you on fire. So burn me higher, higher. So burn me higher, higher. You'll feel, want to feel as frozen as before. You are just the fire I've been looking for. The air outside grows gray and thin as you proceed to calculate it. The warmth in which you still pretend to have for me is fire. Set this on fire. And in this house, a fool's regard of life becomes desired. I can set you on fire. So burn me higher, higher. So burn me higher, higher.
Nice. Yeah. That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah. Let me get you all back in frame. Here we go.
Did you unframe everyone? Here you go, brother.
No, he took me out. I'm too pretty, so didn't want the distraction.
What side we got that on? Real quick. Here we go. Come on, sit down. I got you. Sit down. That was great.
It was. What's the name of that song?
Fire. Working title's Fire anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hope I didn't put you too on the spot there with the music that we haven't finished yet.
No.
That was awesome. That was really good. That was
I
really
hope
good.
it sounded good.
It did
It
sound. It sounded
sounded-
great.
It sounded great. I had to adjust some of these things, but
You'll know you
It
need
did.
that.
I am so good at it though, like that on the fly.
That
I'm
clip-
such a great.
There's a lot on the fly.
I'm so good on the
Trim
fly.
down just that song part. You're gonna trim down and just post
Yeah.
that song. See how you
Yeah.
can see. You can get some.
That's the purpose of writing that
get-
song.
you-
Trim.
You can get
Trim. That's the purpose.
You can get some. You can get some feedback on it. Put it on TikTok. See how many views it gets.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
what we're gonna do. That's cool. Sean, he bounced out, but like, so, John, do you have any critiques on the verbiage of that song? Actually,
I don't.
you don't.
I don't. The other one over here, and I heard the same verse like 80,000 times.
Oh, what from last night?
Yeah.
Y'all recorded that one last
Because
night.
we recorded it just over and over.
Yeah,
again.
over and over and over, and I'm like, and so I would it's easier for me to pick up on lyrics.
Yeah.
Because I've told y'all this before. Typically in songs, I don't listen to the lyrics. I just kind of get
Feel the song.
feel the song exactly. But at that point, I'm like, okay, yeah, I get it. Okay, and
If you
then
want to smoke in here, you can smoke in here. Oh, cool.
Yeah, you're moving out anyway, huh?
Yeah, it doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
Yeah.
We've been recording smoking in here. No, I don't give a shit. I'll
Yeah.
smoke in here.
Yeah.
Give me a cigarette. We've been having a good time. We've
Man,
been
yeah.
recording, having a good time, and I've been recording my
many songs
punk,
you'll get recorded?
my punk album too.
Hinkle, go check it out on Spotify. Hinkle,
Yep,
Sold My Soul
Hinkle.
for Middle Management. It's out right now.
It is.
Get your ass to Spotify and stream some Hinkle.
it's on YouTube as well.
Yeah,
It's on YouTube.
it's on
It's
YouTube
on Apple
too.
Music. It's on Amazon
It's on
Music.
all the streaming. It's all released to everything. But if you like punk music, or if you just are stuck in middle management, go listen to my song.
Hey, let's
Middle midge.
And if you want to put my song in a movie or whatever, that's fine with me. Just
you're
call
stuck
me
in
up.
middle
I'm
midge.
real cheap.
everybody
I'm a
let's
cheap
let's
guy.
get it to number one. Let's get
Yeah.
I Sold My Soul Middle Management to number one. Go right now.
Yeah,
See if you can
right.
do it. We've got 3,000 followers. That ought to.
Yeah, that's right. We'll
We
get
need
it.
about 300 million. You can
Yeah,
do
right.
that. Yeah.
I know. So, anyway, it's just a punk album I'm writing that I've always wanted to write because I love punk music, and it's not like one of the most popular music genres, but
Yeah, but punk-
I really enjoy
punk to
writing
me
punk
is
songs.
like-
And there's a couple of slams on this album too for some people that when they hear it they'll
Punk's
know
like
that
country. It's
about
right
them.
to your heart. I mean, punk and country, they're just at their purest
Oh,
form.
yeah.
That's as artistic as you can get. It's just simple.
Right.
This is what I'm feeling right now.
What I like about punk music is I just write a riff on the bass and then I write lyrics, do the drums, and then put the guitar on it and just do it. And it's like, if you don't like it, it's just punk music. So fuck
Who cares?
off. I
Fuck
don't
off.
give a fuck.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna try and make
That's
it
still
funny.
pretty substantial though to do all those
yeah,
things,
I'm
all
gonna-
those items, and he
yeah.
plays it down as if he's doing.
If he
He's
doesn't care. Yeah.
But that's still quite a feat within itself, playing all the instruments and
Yeah, but it's like, and I'll make it funny for you. But you know, that's how it goes.
Yeah.
So that
I
I've
think
always
it sounds great,
I've waited,
man. I really
oh,
do.
thank you.
Yeah, I think it's a super cool punk song. It's in the
It's modern.
In-
You know,
in
it's
the vein-
Is it? Yeah.
It's got a, yeah.
in the vein it should be. It's funny. It's irreverent. It's cool. Check it out.
Yeah.
I hope-
Oh, thanks, guys. All right,
Yeah.
yeah, go check it out. It's Hinkle.
HINKLE.
Yeah, and just search. I sold my soul for middle management, and it'll come up because
And
that's
share
the
it.
only. Like
Hey,
I
and
searched
make-
it on Google, and I'm the only person that's ever said that. Apparently, that's it. I'm the only person. That's
Hey,
ever
you
said
make
that.
your TikTok videos. Anybody out there make the TikTok videos and use that sound? Is the sound available on TikTok?
Yeah, it's available on TikTok.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, do that. But also, I'm going to shoot a video for it that's going to be pretty cool with the green screen in the other room.
When are you doing that?
This month before we move out of this space. and
That's
have to
the
go
night
to
we
another
have all the
space.
naked girls coming over for the.
Yeah, the naked girls are coming over tonight for that. That's what's going on.
For what?
Can I get you to slide over a little bit?
Yeah.
Slide. Keep sliding. Look at you, you beautiful man. Look at you. There you are. You see you right
John,
now?
tell me about your shirt.
Yeah,
Tell
let's-
the
The shirt.
audience about your shirt.
This was a present from Mike. It's Tales of the Cthulhu Mythos, which was written by H.P. Lovecraft, widely regarded as the father of modern horror. A lot of cosmic stuff, way out there.
Tentacles.
Oh yeah, a lot of
A lot
tentacles.
of tentacles. A lot of tentacle
I just
horror.
never seen that title, so those.
No, he,
I just saw it in the screen there. and I thought-
All right, he and Robert Howard, who did all the Conan books, were contemporaries, and Poe as well.
Yeah.
So they would like Howard would use some of his stuff, and and the Conan books, and Lovecraft would use some of Howard's stuff in his books. So yeah, he's kind of a big deal.
He made cool album covers, or I guess book covers.
Yeah.
That's a cool album cover.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I wore it for not for the gram, but for the pod.
Yeah. Are we on Instagram? We're not on Instagram.
We're not
are we?
on Instagram at all.
We should be putting reels up.
We should be putting stuff up on Instagram
and Facebook reels.
Facebook. Do we want to take it into that? Does anybody even in town know that we do this after 46 of these? No one. Only like your friends. I
not
saw
even them.
like I'll see one of your friends like at the supermarket, be like, "Hey, Mike," and it's like somebody I hadn't talked to since 8th grade.
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Hey, what's up?" They're like, "Oh, I got the podcast."
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Oh, that's good.
"Cool, man. Cool. I don't remember your name, but all right."
But at least
it's your friends.
At least you know somebody.
You know everybody here. Like I moved here in the 8th grade, and I know people know me, but I had to learn everybody's name, so I don't really know anybody.
Yeah. That's probably better.
That's kind of how it went. That's how I can write punk
That's
songs.
probably better.
That's how I can write punk songs and not care what anybody thinks.
Yeah.
I guess in town, I kind of moved around a lot
I wouldn't
as a
care
kid.
I wouldn't give a shit what anybody thought of who, no matter who I knew. I don't care who I know.
I really don't care.
Yeah,
whatever.
I don't either.
I just care what my mom thinks, and I do throw out a couple cuss words. And
Me too. I care what your mom thinks.
I care. Yeah, thanks.
But your mom loves you even if you cuss, right?
Yeah, I throw a GD and a whatever in that song. She's probably not really happy about that.
Did she listen to the song?
Oh, I don't know.
You should make a sound
I think
that
she has,
covers
but
up.
She did that thing where she was like, I told her that I was writing these songs, but then I think because my sister and my nephew know, she knows, but she didn't act like she knew. That's the funny part about my mom. She was like, because I do curse in the song, that she wouldn't approve of it. So she was like, oh well, I probably wouldn't like the songs, but it's your songs, so
Bro,
maybe.
I have a suggestion. A little kind of camouflage, audio camouflage.
Yeah?
What you should do maybe is anywhere you say fuck or something like that,
Goddamn
you
Jesus
should put
Christ
something
is what I
over it
say in
like
the
a
song.
sound, like boop, or like this. How about this?
Yeah.
Instead of just have that over every cuss word. Yeah.
Gagging sounds instead of cuss words.
That's not better. It's not better. It's not.
Why did you put a queef in your song?
It's
But you know what is?
I was going to say fuck.
You know what is better? Better cheese.
Better
Better
cheese.
cheese.
Better-
Eddie Better cheddar.
Eddie Better Cheddar. Eddie Better Cheddar.
We're getting
cheese.
sued by Pearl Jam in the moment.
Yeah, when I upload this, it's going to be like, brant, brant,
Don't let
brant,
that happen.
brant.
We'll go to 3 million
Who was-
downloads.
Who was it that when we mentioned their name, we like instantly, the first one we did? What was that? You remember that? Like,
I remember we mentioned somebody big.
was it Queen or somebody like
Somebody,
the
and
Beatles
then-
or something?
and
We
it-
got like instantly flagged. Just
Yeah,
like
and they were
the
like,
second it was uploaded.
mute
Oh, really?
Mute all that.
was like, mute
Like it
everything.
muted it and everything. Yeah.
So you could even say the band's name.
But you could go,
Yeah, you can do that.
Hey, I really like when that guy goes, and then, like in Bohemian,
It was one. It was a band. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a band.
I don't remember who it was, but it was one. Some of them, I guess, they have the control so tight. Like if you say or mention them online, like
They
they're instantly. it's
somebody instantly. Like,
Oh yeah, the artist formerly known as probably had all of that stuff when he was alive going on.
oh yeah, he wouldn't let Prince. I don't.
No.
I wouldn't see Prince letting people.
Well, see, I tried not to say his name. Now you got us.
Well, he
now
changed
you got
that.
the flag.
Doesn't
he
matter.
changed back to
Oh,
Prince.
he
Doesn't
did.
matter.
He did. But I was trying not to say any of that just to
Yeah.
make it
but he
like
he
It
changed that
doesn't
by
matter.
dying.
The three people that watch
Yeah.
this are gonna have a great time.
Yeah, they'll
He
demonetize.
changed that by dying, though, didn't he?
Yeah.
He played that badass solo on While My Guitar Gently Weeps and then died.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
And the guitar flew into the sky.
Yep.
He actually did throw it up in the air, and
it
somebody
never came
caught it.
down.
It never came down.
I don't know how I feel about all this Prince blasphemy going on around me. I'm gonna get in my truck. That's gonna be like the
You gotta
ghost of Prince.
Truck.
You
I
gotta-
thought it was a little red Corvette.
Yeah, you get in your little red Corvette, and like he's like shirts against the blouses.
10-1 blouses.
Blouses. And then he made us pancakes.
I
made
love
his
Prince and
pancake.
think he's a genius.
I think Prince is a genius too. Don't get me wrong. That dude he's a genius, and what a guitar player. Jesus, I
Well,
mean,
there's
come on.
something about being short and like in that statue,
In that
being
feminine-
close
that-
to the
that
ground,
small-
like and you could just kind of
You
flip
could-
right into Funk
Prince,
Ninja.
Randy
just
Rhoads.
Jamiroquai, come on, Jamiroquai, save me.
Jamiroquai too.
You can fit them in your pocket. Like
That's
Let me
right.
tell you one
They're
thing
little
though
funky-
about Prince.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
little funky trolls. They
Yeah.
can like jump through walls
Yeah.
and stuff.
Let me tell you a little something about Prince. When I was 5 or 6 and Friday night videos were going on, we're all sitting in Virginia at night. Let me paint this picture for you. I'm like 5 or 6. It's late. It's Friday night. I'm getting to
Friday
stay
night
up.
video night. I'm all in.
Friday
already.
night
Yeah,
videos.
that's like 11
You
o'clock at night.
You're seeing like Cyndi Lauper, my true colors shining through. You know, she's like doing all that, and then Prince comes on, and my mother comes downstairs, and me and my dad and my brother and my sister are watching TV, and my mother walks in and she goes, "That Prince, he's the devil. He's got the devil in his eyes. Look in his eyes. I see the devil in his eyes."
And you're 5.
And
This
I'm
is kind of
5.
traumatic.
I'm 5. It was.
Like
he has
it's
the
not
devil.
when you're 45. When you're 5, like you're like, oh what?
No, seriously.
'Cause I would
This,
be like-
this seriously happened. This is true. This is something we talk about, like when we all get together, like at family reunions, and like mom comes downstairs and she goes, "Prince has the devil in his eyes. He is the devil. He's got the devil."
What'd y'all do?
And we were just like, he's singing about a red Corvette. I don't know what you're talking about. You know, like it was just like that's what she was. She was like, "He's got the devil in his eyes."
Was she?
Well, at least it wasn't Darling Nikki you were listening to.
Right, yeah.
Yeah,
But
that
it's
was-
you know,
that
like,
was
it's-
on Tipper Gore's Filthy 15.
Yeah, Friday night videos is like probably the most purest form of music you could get at the moment.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it wasn't playing like it was playing pop music. It was like I said, Cyndi Lauper, Michael Jackson,
Right.
Beat It, you know, all that stuff, and like Prince, Red
Well, that's
Corvette.
what MTV was doing for
Yeah.
until 80.
And then it got dirty.
Till Van Halen made them have to play rock and roll, but like,
But
Video
yeah,
killed the
Prince.
radio
Prince. We
star.
always make fun of my
First
mom
one.
for saying like Prince had the devil in his eyes. She's like, oh, you know.
Does she remember it?
Oh yeah, she remembers it.
did she ever explain it?
No, she just said like, look, you got to remember that. Like I've told this before too. Like where she came home from church with a tape where it was like, "Kiss means kids in serving Satan," and like
Kids in Satan's service.
kids in Satan's service, or like AC/DC. Do you see that S bolt in the middle? That stands for Satan. You know, like, and like the lead
was the-
singer of such and such band drowned on his own vomit after making a deal with the devil.
I thought it was.
It's like, no.
Can I sell some?
Yeah,
And it's like, I think maybe all these lead singers died in their own vomit because they drank their weight's worth in alcohol that night.
That's what happened.
And then threw up and died.
what
That's
happened.
what happened.
that's
Or
what
maybe the head of the record company. He threw up in his mouth and then went and threw up
In
the-
his mouth.
Yeah, that's right.
And yeah, that's right. And it was the devil.
But the Satanic Panic was real in the 80s.
Satanic
Oh,
Panic,
big.
like no,
Satanic
like
Panic was
my mom did
real
come
in the
home with
80s,
a
buddy.
videotape and like had all this stuff on it, and they were like playing stuff backwards
Hey, we had to
on
watch
the tape.
We had to watch
Kids
it.
in Satan serving.
We had to watch it in
Serve
school.
Satan.
They brought in Hell's Bells. I think I told you on the earlier. They brought I had a religious fundamentalist teacher or several of them, but they brought in Hell's Bells where they're playing this kind of stuff, and it's like AC/DC means this, all the stuff Mike said, and they're playing all the songs of all these bands, right?
"Fuck
it's
yeah!"
like, it's like Def Leppard, AC/DC,
you're like, oh, that
Ozzy,
shit sounds
so
great.
Black Sabbath, man. So they're Megadeth. So and I'm just sitting there. I'm in 7th grade. I'm watching this shit, and I was like, "Fucking soundtrack's killer."
The Killer Satan soundtrack.
That's all I got out of it. I'm like, I would just get up and be like, "Fuck, I hope we can watch Hell's Bells smart.
Satan is
I
my
got these
DJ.
kick-ass tunes."
It's got some great.
I was smart enough at 12 to be like, "You guys are ridiculous," but
I
like,
know.
it was a real thing, though, man. It was crazy.
I also had this happen to me. We went to the mall. I was probably 11, and I got Blood Sugar Sex Magic by the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
That
And
infected you.
I bought it, and I got it in the car, and we were with our neighbors who had a couple of kids that were my age, and we started, and like, then like my neighbor, my mom's friend, was like, "What did you buy?" And I was like, "Nothing." And she's like, what did you buy? What do you got there? What CD you got there? And I was like, it's the Red Hot Chili Peppers. She's like, let me see it. And she grabbed it. And then she's like, Blood Sugar Sex Magic. And then she's like reading the songs like, Suck My Kiss. And my mom turns around. She goes, we're going back to the mall. And my mother goes back to the mall.
That was culturally stunning for you.
My mother turns around in the minivan, and we go back to the mall. And
Are you mortified?
I'm mortified.
I would have been mortified.
She goes into the like CD store and is like, where is your manager? You sold this to my son. He's 11 years old. It says parental advisory, explicit lyrics on it. I don't even want my money back. I just want you to know that you shouldn't be selling these things to 11-year-olds. It says suck my kiss on the back of this.
What are you just standing there with like your hands in your pockets?
I'm just like this.
Oh, Mikey,
then-
there's some things Mom shouldn't know.
Right? It was awful. And then it was so awful. I grew up like that. Then when we moved to Louisiana, all that like went out the window. Like the reins of all that stuff when I was like 13 was gone. And then I listened to Dr. Dre and like I got into like Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre was listening to all that and like Megadeth and all that stuff and it didn't matter.
Yeah.
That was over.
But
In Virginia it was messed up. I was taking tapes of like Larnell Harris and taking them apart and like putting AC/DC it was Guns N' Roses inside the other tape.
Oh, so you couldn't see the.
And so like it looked like I'm listening to Larnell Harris, who was like this black
gospel singer.
Gospel singer who was like, Jesus Christ is saving your life and it does everything for you, yeah. You know, and I was like putting that in there. Like we even went to a Larnell Harris concert at Liberty University.
Oh.
Like where my brother graduated from college.
I'd rather eat your toenails.
Oh my God, I know. Oh my God!
That sounds like the most gut-wrenching form of hell.
It was all like, and I'm just like, oh yeah, Larnell Harris is greatest. Standing on the chair, I'm 10 years and 11 years old.
10-year-old little indoctrinated.
Oh my God, it's awful.
Brainwashed kid. We got hundreds more. We're gonna.
The best part is though, like later, like next year, they had this thing called Fishnet. Outside of Washington D.C. where I lived, Fishnet, and
Isn't that pantyhose?
Yeah, right. And it's like a bunch of Christian bands, but there were Christian metal bands there, like White Cross. So it's like red light, a warning in the night. Listen to Jesus, he will treat you right. You know, like stuff like that. And then like the funny part about that is like a year ago, I'm driving back from Georgia, and I'm like, I can listen to anything now on my phone. I'm looking up White Cross, and I look it up, and I'm like, this shit kind of kicks. I was like, this is kind of awesome.
No,
it's like like it was like a Motley Crue, hardcore Motley Crue, like Christian band, and I was like, this shit kind of rocks.
I know y'all are all familiar with King of the Hill, right?
Oh yeah.
So Hank Hill has the best line on this ever. And he's telling Bobby's trying to join a Christian rock band, and Bobby started a Christian rock band. So he goes and checks it out or whatever, and he pulls Bobby on the stage. And he says, Bobby, you aren't making Christianity better. You're just making rock and roll worse.
That's awesome.
That's awesome. What a great line. Yeah. Mike Judge is a genius. That's awesome.
That's right.
You're not making Christianity better.
Just rock and roll worse.
Damn it, Bobby.
Damn it, Bobby.
Get in the truck.
But like Fishnet was like that. Like there was like all these metal bands, Christian bands, and everything, and like it was like
a Christian
deal.
festival.
It was a Christian festival, Fishnet.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was pretty cool.
Was it actually?
I mean, I was 11. It was kind of cool.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
didn't
I was
make out with
11.
no hot chicks there?
Dude, you got to understand like how I
What
grew
kind of
up.
music festival
there-
is this? You didn't make out with no
Was there
hot
making
chicks
out?
there?
Did anybody make out?
I don't know. I was 11, dude. I was like, Red light. A warning in the night. Is Garmin or Carmen or whoever was it? Carmen? Like I can't even remember all the
Carmen?
Christian. Carmen. Like is Carmen gonna be here?
Well, I guess
Carmen
you can't-
sings about Jesus like nobody else.
I guess you can't remember all.
Loves it.
I would hope you couldn't remember all the bands from the Christian
I
Rock Festival we went
can't.
to in 1988.
Though there was like a rock. Yeah, right. It was 1988.
I can
There was
only
like a
remember
rock.
17 of the acts. For some reason, I can't place them
I
all.
just remember White Cross because they were like the Christian Motley Crue, and they did slap. It slapped.
It's.
As the parlance of our times, the kids say, slapped.
I'm gonna have to check that out on the way home.
You have to check out
I'll
Slap?
be the judge of that.
You have to check out slaps.
Yeah, I don't. I'm not sold.
It's way beyond what I should be saying right now. I shouldn't be saying slaps.
Okay, okay. I'll buy that. You can say like.
It rocks.
It's listenable.
It
Yeah,
rocks.
you can
Hey,
listen-
it's pretty fucking awesome. But if I go,
if you
it
were in a
slaps.
department store and it was on, you could keep pushing your cart and not be.
Ask your son if something slaps, and he'll be like, "Oh, it slaps."
Ask him if they could ask him if White Cross also slaps.
Ask him if White Cross slaps. That's funny. Holy shit. No, but so anyway, that all happened, and then, thank God, when I moved here to Ruston, like that was all lifted, and I got to listen to like Pearl Jam and everything that came out in the 90s.
It's
That was
great. It's crazy. Your the conservative cloak was lifted from you when you entered Ruston. That is
crazy.
Irony. Yeah.
That's kind of an irony.
Yeah.
That's ironic.
I'm moving to the wild city of Ruston. Where
Well, no, I
all
think-
my inhibitions can finally be let loose.
Yeah, right. No, see what I think it was though is like we moved and I was sad, so it was like maybe we should let Mike
Maybe we should let
do
him
what he
listen.
wants. Maybe we should get him a Camaro.
Maybe it's not that bad if he listens to "Let Me Ride." It is kind of a
maybe
catchy song.
it's not terrible if Mike listens to the radio.
Yeah.
You know, let him listen to the radio and the songs on the radio, normal radio, because he's kind of depressed about moving.
Your mom probably had a revelation, right?
Yeah.
She probably like, yeah, I was probably caught up in that '80s satanic panic
Well,
shit.
it also might have been like the church. I was at the church every day. Like we were at Sunday night. There's like Monday night. What were those things called?
The
you had
RAs?
the RAs. Then my sister, then like Tuesday night you had the what was the women's RAs?
I can't remember what they were called.
But then it was like Wednesday night church, and then Thursday night you probably had some kind of prayer meeting, and then and then like every day, and I had choir on Friday night, and then like kids choir, and then I mean it was just like every day.
I would have hit a kid with a brick, so I would be banned for life.
But I was like 10 though, so
I'm
it's like, what
talking
am I
about-
gonna do
hit a kid with a brick,
At
get the fuck
10.
out of there. Every day.
every day?
What? There's nothing that fun.
No, there isn't
There's
anything.
not, there's. I've never done anything.
You can't even drink every day that fun.
I know.
It ends up not being fun.
Yeah,
Like you shouldn't have that much fun.
that's a lot of Jesus, boy.
It's a lot of fun,
That's
Jesus.
a lot of Jesus.
Girls in action.
Girls in action. The
Girls in action.
GAs, the GAs, and the RAs.
The GAs. That's
GAs
it.
and the RAs.
Yeah, RAs were
What are these,
royal
the pe- who are
ambassadors.
these?
Royal ambassadors. You never did any of this?
No. I had to go. I had to go to church on Sunday, and I fought against it from birth.
What about what do you do during the summer? What is it? Church? What is the church?
Oh,
thing?
VBS, Vacation
Vacation
Bible
Bible
School.
Vacation
I
Bible
went when I
School.
was 6 or 7. I did go to one when I
Oh,
was 6 or
vacation
7.
Bible school.
Oh,
that
I had
was
to-
tits for us.
I
That
had to
was
go to
fun.
every one that was available in the area.
Oh, there you go.
I had to go to my church and then to
I think I was
Springs
too. I was too outspoken a child for that.
Yeah. I just
I would like not do it.
the messed up thing about me was every.
Hey, it's
Hey, what's up?
Kylie!
Hey, sit down. Sit down. Be on the podcast. Come sit down.
She's a cool mom.
Please come sit down.
Guys, we have a cool
It
mom.
would totally slap if you came and sat down. That's a joke because like kids say slaps. No, could you sit down 1 second? Just do it. No, just do it. You're a smoke show. Sit down. Sit down, smoke show. Come on.
12 out of 10.
Aw,
Grab a
just-
chair.
Will you please just sit down for 1 second talking to that microphone? 1 second. there's 3 people that watch this, and one of them is my dad. That's it. So just sit down.
And me, and I'm in it.
John's
yeah.
one of the 3, and he's here.
I have to go to Dollar General.
Oh, come on. Oh, you're on camera anyway.
Cool
Awesome.
mom. Cool mom.
There she
There's
is.
the cool mom.
Hi.
Oh, you'll do the door, but you won't sit down for a second?
I gotta go.
All right, bye.
Bye, Kylie.
Anyway, okay.
Yeah, so I had to do the Sundays, and that was I started being like, well, why does Dad not have to go on Sunday? Because Dad wouldn't go during football season because he said he wanted to watch the Saints game.
Oh, yeah?
So I was like, why does Dad? And she said, you don't get a choice because you're 12. So I had to do my Sunday
My
stuff.
dad never went to church. Ever. That was the thing. Like, he never went on Sunday. Sunday was
You
his
already
day
know
off.
all that. I don't have to go.
No, it was his day off. Like,
Yeah.
he worked all week and Saturday,
And he doesn't want to go.
and he didn't want to go.
Hell no.
He was like, I'm not going to church.
That's what Dad didn't either.
He's like, I'm going to sit here and do whatever the fuck I want to do all day.
Yeah, my dad
I'm not
didn't want to
going
go
to
either, but now Dad goes. But yeah, so I just did the Sunday stuff, but I fought enough on that. I was not doing a Wednesday also in a youth group and a freaking vacation Bible. No way in hell no.
Also, my mother grew up Catholic, and then she changed.
I was
to
Catholic too, so we
she
were
changed
Catholic
to
as way.
Baptist.
If I had to be one again, if I had to redo this life, and I was just forced into one sect, I'd probably just pick Catholic again because it was the easiest one to get through for the 18 years.
I go Scientology. I go Scientology.
Yeah, go Scientology.
Yeah, I would yell at like an ashtray for an hour.
but then you'd have to like worship Tom Cruise or like.
Well, I do. Everyone does already anyway, right?
And you got to
Everybody-
give them all of your money.
Well, that's
So-
fine, but put me in some movies
And
because
call
like,
John
a lot
Travolta
of people in Scientology are famous.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
you stare at an ashtray and yell at it for an hour, you're gonna learn some skills on camera. I'm just
What
telling you.
what was the reason they do that?
Brainwashing?
Yeah,
I think it's all brainwashing.
No, I don't know that. I know about the M-gram meters or the E-meters.
No. Like you watch this thing, like me and Joe. Like I wish Joe should have came, but Joe's not here to be on the podcast because he couldn't make it. But me and Joe like did a deep dive into Scientology and like the punishments or whatever is like here's an ashtray, yell at this ashtray for an hour, or like stare. You know,
yell? What do you yell?
whatever you want. But if you stop yelling,
I hate you so much.
If you
I'm
stop
so mad at
yelling,
you.
if you stop yelling, it's like fail, start over.
Yeah, they are
Fa-
brutal.
yeah, let me just tell you
They're
this:
brutal.
Do you wonder why, like, when you see actors and stuff that are in Scientology, like, you sit across from each other and you just stare at each other, like me and you staring at each other right now, stare at me. Like, we stare like this at each other for hours, and we're not allowed to deviate or say anything, and if we do, it's like, fail. And you do that for hours. And that's why Tom Cruise and, like, the lady that is the
Handmaid's Tale.
Handmaid's Tale has all these awesome like looks and faces and stuff is because you do that long enough, you can just do like just look through somebody. You can just look through them like
Yeah, and you're not staring anymore.
you're just looking. You're
Yeah.
just looking. I'm looking through you to the back wall. You don't exist
Yeah.
because you've been trained. Like you're doing all this weird training that they do,
To be what?
and we'll probably get helicopters and stuff sent to our houses talking about Scientology. Listen, Scientology, kind of cool. L. Ron Hubbard created it, but I mean, he was a science fiction writer, so maybe it's not real.
Maybe it's not real.
Maybe it's not real.
About selling a book.
Don't dox me.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not real. Don't send your cronies to sit outside my house and I have AR-15s.
I would say
we live in Louisiana.
I will get you. I would say of Scientology as I would say of all of them, like extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence.
But
like,
Scientology is so cool because like you
It's written that
you,
way.
you drop like
One man.
one man drops all of these things into a volcano on
One
Earth,
man.
and they come out and they attach themselves to the indigenous people, and then those are the problems that you're having, and you need to get those out of you.
Yeah.
It's just the same shit. It's easy to believe as it is easy to believe that there's a man in the sky who like looks at you and watches you jerk off.
they're all profoundly,
you know what I mean?
They're all
It's-
profoundly hard.
Dude,
to
that
believe.
guy's not in the sky. He's in the room. He's paying me for it, bro.
Yeah.
He's
They're
paying
all
me for it.
profoundly.
Yeah,
That guy's in the room. He's not in the sky, bro. He's
not-
paying me for it.
He's in the room.
Ping.
No. So any of them are easy to believe. You want to believe that shit. Me personally, I don't believe in anything.
Star Wars. Correct.
I don't believe in anything. I believe that you have to live this life and put meaning on your own life to what you like and what makes you happy.
That's
as
all you
long
can
as
do.
It doesn't fuck up anybody else's lives. You got to tread lightly and do what you do, but not like. I mean, if you like to obviously like shoot people on the street, that's
Can't
not
do
going to
that.
work.
Can't
Just
do
have
that.
manners. Have
Yeah,
manners.
have manners and
That doesn't work
but
for the greater
you
good.
have to prescribe meaning to your own life. It's
Correct.
like existentialism and like nihilistic. I'm a nihilist,
Me too.
by the way.
Me too.
I'm 100% a nihilist.
Yeah.
So like, are you a cosmic nihilist, or are you like? So like, I'm kind of a cosmic nihilist where nothing means anything, and you apply meaning to your life, even though that doesn't. Even
I just
mean
think
anything.
we're infinite energy, and we're just in a vessel, and you just have to do the best you can do because we have no answers.
You're a battery.
Yeah,
You're a battery.
Pretty much.
Right now, we're a battery.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy about that?
then you'll be
you know,
something else.
That Matrix reference there that we're
Yeah.
batteries. You know what's crazy about that is when you think about it, we're not batteries. We wouldn't be a good energy source in that state, but what we are is just unbelievable storage systems.
Yeah.
You know, the organic storage is the best. I mean, what happens in our RNA, you know, and what we can chemically remember, you know, or maintain, let's say, the
Right.
information we can store. It's
I
crazy.
think the funny thing about being like when people die and like the thing is like if you're dead, you're dead. If you come back, you weren't really dead, so you don't know what happens because you weren't dead. So you can't tell me what happened.
Or if you're an infinite energy stream, like
So, like, when you
because
die-
energy has to go somewhere. Energy
Yeah, it has
doesn't
to go somewhere.
dissipate.
yeah, that's what
It
we've been
doesn't
told.
dissipate.
That's what we've been told.
That's
So-
what it seems like. That's where the evidence points.
Well, I mean, it's what you've been told, and I believe that.
Yeah,
too.
and I believe that,
I
yeah.
believe that too. So, like, when we're dead here with something else, we go somewhere else. Nobody knows.
Nobody
You can
knows.
just say what you want it to be. You could be like, oh well, I hope we come back and get to live a life of
you
bliss.
get to be a zebra.
Hey,
Like,
you know, and like until I'm dead, and then I like if you want to
but
come
you
back,
probably
and-
don't get to be a zebra. That's
Yeah.
the thing.
No, you probably.
I,
you know,
I wish I could. I can't wait to see my whole family again, and we're gonna have a great big party. But you probably won't get to see your family.
You probably don't get to see your
I
family
mean,
again.
what you know, like
This is
find
the
purpose.
biological part of
Yeah.
it,
Yeah.
and the other part is the energy part
That's
of it.
right.
So there's an energy source. So like, I don't think you really. I don't think it's like, oh hey, it's my great granddad.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't think. I don't think. You know,
You
that
could-
you barely
you could cross
knew,
paths with
that.
that.
You knew who sat in a seat like.
You and
You know,
mine and
like, oh,
your
hey,
energy.
I remember that.
Mine and your energy could cross paths again, but I don't know if there's a conscious awareness anymore once consciousness is.
Yeah, it's you know,
It's
and
gone.
psychosis too. They say, you know, here you are, and you're patting along through life. You're 56, and you know you got you know your finances and everything are doing well. Everything seems to be bubbling along fine, and then all of a sudden you can take a piece of your mind and look at something else and completely dive into that. It's like I'll just completely become insane, you know, by just that's what that freedom of mental, you know, dynamic is really interesting. It's like, you know, some people their leader may click all the way to the right, you know, and just get stuck there. But you know, the fact that you kind of levy through life like that with a question like the question that we have, you know, what is our purpose?
We're the, as far as we know, too, we're the only species that wonders.
Right.
We're the only species that wonders
That we know.
that we know of.
You think dolphins wonder? They might.
They
Dolphins are pretty smart.
Are they smart enough to know I am here now in what I perceive as the present? But is there something after this moment? Are they smart enough to know that, or are we the only ones smart enough to know that?
I think.
Okay. One thing right now. It's 8:20. The fight's.
Oh yeah, we have to get to the.
Okay, let's talk about the fight real quick. Who's going to win the fight?
Man, here's what I
Say who the fight is real
Jake
quick.
Paul and Nate Diaz.
Right.
Obviously, Jake Paul's boxer, 185. Diaz like 158. Had to bump up 185.
and a
so
street slinger.
So he's had to eat like shit. He's a
He had to bump up. That's why he's so pudged.
yeah.
street
He had to gain
slinger.
30 pounds. But Nate's a dog, man. Like Nate's old. He's like almost 40. Jake's like 26, 27, something
He's
like
got
that.
a chin too. Nate's
Yeah.
got a chin like a beast.
And
Man,
Jake's so much bigger and stronger. I think I think Jake might win in the early rounds just because he's so much bigger and stronger. If it gets to 6, Nate Diaz is going to win. Nate Diaz.
All right.
You can't kill him, man.
What
If
do
he
you
gets to
think,
6,
Sean?
Nate Diaz
Go
gonna
for
win.
it. What do you think?
I say in 3. Nate will take it.
Nate
All right.
takes it in 3.
No, I have no idea.
Okay, I say that Jake wins.
Jake wins early or late.
I think he wins early.
That could be. If it's not Nate in 6 or 7, it's Jake early.
I think Jake comes out hard.
It's Jake. I mean,
It's
Jake's
hard.
got sledgehammer.
I'm
man.
just gonna tell you,
He had,
this dude trains hard.
I
Like
wouldn't
it's
want-
like a tiger.
I
He's
wouldn't
like
want-
Eye of the Tiger.
I don't want Jake to
man.
punch
It's
me.
Eye of the Tiger. No,
He can punch.
no.
He can
Eye of the
punch.
Tiger. I think Jake's got it early on.
Although I would let Jake punch me for $5 million,
But
I'll
we-
fight you for $5
Oh,
million.
yeah,
bucks.
$5 million
If you want to
bucks,
fight another
I'll get punched
podcaster?
out.
I'm your Huckleberry. If you got $5 million for me,
Right there.
I'm a nobody, but I will fight you.
We're
for
gonna
$5
put
million.
that. We're
Yeah.
gonna put that on TikTok, and hopefully we'll tag him, and
I swear on my life, I'll do
maybe
it.
just for fun, he'll knock the shit out of you for $5 million.
I would love that.
I'll set it up. I'm your Don King. All right,
Peace.
peace.
All right, bye guys.
Yeah, I sure would get my ass kicked for $5 million.
Hell yeah, no problem.
And I'll give it.